be fair, there is no greater power than being a hater.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It is. Well, do you see that tweet of like? So there's some guy like critiqued some animation, and then someone quote retweeted being like, the worst thing that ever happened to the animation industry is all these motherfuckers like talking about production of animation and critiquing it, and then the guy replies being like, I actually learned animation to become a hater.
Oh, I saw that tweet. Fucking top 10 coldest tweets.
He gave like examples of his animation. Yeah. He's like, I literally learned to animate to critique. And it literally had like the fucking, what's the flash, you know that video? The reverse flash.
Yeah.
Had such strong hater energy. And you got to respect it whenever someone is a hater. It just learns a field to hate.
Top 10 coldest tweets of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like when that fucking, did you see the AI artist with the One Piece animator?
Yeah.
That was funny too. This some guy was making AI art or something, and then some guy replied, was like, this was like shit. And he's like, he was like something like, you couldn't draw this, and then he literally like replied with him a screenshot of the credits of One Piece, being like,
I'm literally one of the animators.
I can draw this, and I have.
That was one of the biggest ratios.
It was so cold.
Yeah,
actual so cold.
Yeah.
Oh,
here we go.
See, this is like the good ratio where
So like, this guy goes, he goes, I just watched an episode of One Piece and wanted to represent what's going on here with AI-generated image for the enjoyment of my fans. So
what fucking fans?
Yeah, and then the guy replies, learn how to color properly or learn how to draw to begin with. Not even in your dreams would you be able to make an illustration like this. I can do better. I can animate it because I've been animating for One Piece, you idiot.
That's a round of applause for that one.
It's perfect. The
biggest
layup.
slam dunk.
It's like he like threw it up for him.
Yeah. He just comes in with the assist.
So good. It's like you could. There's so many ways you could retort to a guy critiquing you, and why you went for the you couldn't do better is so good. Oh god, I love that. Man. I anytime anyone gets a dunk like that or a hater that goes hard, I'm like, all right. It's powerful. It's a powerful energy.
One out of 1,000 tweets actually having the right dunk instead of just being like engagement bait tweets.
Mm-hmm. True.
Because like, have you seen I don't know if it's like a trend or like the recent thing where it's just random tech bros being like, Marcus Brownlee shouldn't be critiquing.
Oh, I've seen that.
I've realized what's going on, and I've noticed this more and more.
Yeah,
people have been setting up like quote retweet dunk tweets way more because if your tweet gets viewed, you get money.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen people that are like setting up the most obvious bait, and just waiting to get quote retweeted because they know that the quote retweet will do well.
Off.
So Twitter's actually unusable now.
That's why there's so many of those like look between L and H on your keyboard, which is the worst fucking trend ever. Please stop doing that.
That lasted a day, so I'm glad.
No, I still see it.
I saw like a tweet that was like, hey, it was like, can we all agree that the chocolate at the bottom of the cornetto is crap? And it was the most obvious bait I'd ever seen in my life. And then the quote retweet was like, not even a psychopath would say this.
Yeah.
And it had like 100,000 likes.
Yeah.
Like that shit adds up.
Yeah.
Obviously it's not like you can live off it money, but if you're like a 15-year-old kid who wanted to farm change, it's not a bad way to get a couple of $100.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But that's why like most of like Twitter dunks or quote retweets or whatever it's like actually just unusable.
Oh yeah.
I think there's a second thing with like the whole Marcus Brownlee situation where
I feel like that's a lot of people though are setting up because they know they're gonna get dunked on.
But like it's kind of the same as like the whole crypto thing, which is why like
crypto bros are mentally
which everyone who I've seen criticize, or every tweet I've seen criticizing Marcus Brownlee, which if you don't know the backstory, Marcus made a review on this new piece of tech that had just got released that had, I guess, a fuck ton of venture capital funds.
There was two. There was like the rabbit, and then there was the pin.
Yeah.
The what is it called? The
pin camera or something.
Yeah. Both like AI powered.
Garbage.
Both AI powered assistants or something along those lines. And he basically called it shit. Barely I think the first
barely reviewable.
Barely reviewable, and I think the other one was the worst product I've ever reviewed.
You have to be doing something colossally wrong for Marcus to say that it's unreviewed. Because I mean, the guy's very generous, I'd say.
Yeah, and there was a tweet that went viral saying that his reviews were unethical.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, his reviews are unethical, and then you go on his profile, and it's like, oh, I feel like you always get the sense that anyone criticizing and calling and trying to call this unethical or some like mask this with some other broader issue, you're just like, what do you got money in? What are you investing in?
And they always have a fucking blue check mark.
Yeah.
Always got the blue.
Right. It's always like, oh, I'm an entrepreneur, or I'm an investor, or CEO of this really small fucking
insert buzzword.
Yeah, these crypto bros are like, I don't know why they all agreed to collectively promote the worst shit imaginable.
Yeah,
and they all somehow congregate and are annoying.
It's gone from crypto to AI now.
They're all in the same circle.
Yeah.
Everything's got to be AI powered. Everything's got to be like fucking, what is it? What do they call the new web? What do they call it?
Web3?
Web
fucking Shut up! Shut up! No one cares! This shit sucks! I'm sure it'll be usable down the line, but like, I think like right now it's like, just shut up.
I mean, this shit right now, it's basically just like astrology just for like bros. That's basically what is happening right now.
It's like just like lonely dudes who just get welcomed into a community of people who are like, we're friends.
Yeah, and you
just got to promote this thing, and it's like a cult.
Yeah,
we all just agree to promote each other and do it. And it's great.
Yeah.
And Dogecoin, guys, right? It's great. I saw another tweet of this that was like somebody who took Marcus's very first video.
Oh, yes, I did see this one.
And they tweeted out being like, would you pay for this if this was the first iteration? Sometimes it just takes a couple of tries to get it perfect. Someone was like, well, you see there, it's a free YouTube video of a creator who
you don't pay for.
And that was like 15 years ago and wasn't funded by venture capital and wasn't asking people for money.
Yeah.
And you're dumb. But even then, that felt like, that take felt so brain dead that the only logical explanation of why you would make that tweet is if you wanted to farm engagements. There's no way. Like, there's no way. But I feel like the internet now has become unusable because you're like, I don't even know finding anything genuine is impossible. It's so hard.
Yeah, I think especially engagement bait on Twitter is obviously rampant. I mean, we're not even immune to it. I swear to God, every time we discuss anime in some way, shape, or form, there's always one clip that just blows up on Twitter or something, or something along those lines.
Yeah, dude. Oh my Lord,
because we're just so full of hot takes, aren't we?
and so they always cut it in like the most what's the word? They interpret it in the. It's very specific way a lot of the time to farm engagement as well. It's like they'll leave out all of the context or anything else important.
Well, I also think some of these takes are like the most lukewarm takes compared to some of the anime takes.
Yeah, I got flack for saying yours was boring.
Yeah, I was like, is that a hot take? I mean, man doesn't like Spy Family. I'm like, okay, like I like Spy Family, but I feel like it, to me it's like comfort. To me.
What the fuck is that? Oh, that's from 2 years ago. Don't worry.
Shit, well, I hope they changed their mind.
Okay, like the Attack on Titan episode. I understand that.
No, that's funny. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine.
I understand that. That is a hot take.
I actually like. I don't mind Twitter. People like. Here's the thing. I like that people post trash taste clips to Twitter and discuss it. Because at the end of the day, I'd rather be talked about than not talked about.
Sure.
That is our job.
Yeah.
If no one cares about the dog shit anime takes we say, then I think we're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I can't wait for someone to call us unethical.
Yeah. Oh my. Yeah, dude. They're using their platform irresponsibly.
Joey reviewing Sword Art Online.
Yeah.
He's going to get sued. This is unethical.
Would you pay for this?
How dare you ruin a small animation studio. Oh my God. The thing that's most frustrating about that one was that like even the author was like, I don't know what the fuck to do with you all. Until literally season 2, he's like, I guess I'll write something. That's the thing I hate, where people are like, yeah, but she got character development like season 2 or 3, and it's like, okay, yes, so he realized like 4 years into writing the show, maybe he should write the other character. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, I think the issue is though, it's like with a clip like that. So the context is Connor has not seen season 2. So his comments were purely based on season 1.
Watched an entire season of a show.
Yeah.
So it's never enough.
From someone in my perspective who's seen like both seasons, even though Yor has like, an entire arc popping off as an assassin, I could understand Connor's take. Yeah. And everyone was like, well, Garnt's not vehemently like disagreeing with Connor, that's weird. So he must agree with him. And I'm like, no, sometimes what is lost on the internet is just giving people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, God forbid there's no such thing called mutual understanding.
Yeah,
and agreeing also, to disagree.
The core premise of Trash Taste is that we all have different opinions, and that maybe you say something, and sometimes, maybe I disagree with it, but also sometimes I feel that I don't have to always tell you that I disagree or that I'm against what you said. And even if you had called, if you were like, yours the best character ever, and I said yours was not, it's like, all right, whatever.
It's like, all right, that's just your opinion.
We don't have to then leave the show agreeing on either or and be like, guys, this is the council's opinion. The point of the show is to be able to have a differing opinion, and we can still be friends and be in the same room. But the internet has turned it into a thing of like, you all must agree or be in the same camp as me or not. You're either with me or not.
Or otherwise you are the worst person.
I think,
it's not very helpful.
No, I think the things, so like, I try not to doom scroll or whatever, but I'm used to being clowned on for my opinions. I don't give a shit about
we all get clowned on.
If you want to say I have a shitty opinion, I'm just like, whatever.
Join the club.
Yeah. What bothers me sometimes is when they try to turn it into like something more.
Oh
Yeah. So like, for the Your Take, for example, I remember seeing like this quote retweet or something being like, oh, they're just shitting on it because it's suddenly popular to shit on Spy Family, so they suddenly just changed their opinion. And
what, is it been popular to shit on Spy Family?
I'm like, number one, is it suddenly popular to shit on Spy Family? What?
No.
Number two,
also that whole thing of like, oh, you must hate it because it's popular is the most baby fucking take I've ever heard in my life. Like, no, maybe just consider the fact that popular or not, I just don't really like it, and that's the end of it.
Like, Joe, I do think there is some hater energy that you could like bring into you. If you're gonna shit on Arcane, you should watch it. You should follow the footsteps of that animator.
That's why, like, when I watched all of Spy Family, even though I was bored halfway through, because I wanted to accurately hate it.
Have you guys ever watched the show just to hate on it?
Yeah. What do you mean? Half the shit on this podcast I've watched just to hate on it. Why do you think I watched 8 episodes of 86? I already knew I wasn't gonna like it 2 episodes in, but I knew people would get pissed off. People would get pissed off anyway. But I actually don't mind. Like, I know that, like, I guess I don't care when people clown on my takes or disagree.
Yeah.
As long as it just doesn't get like personal.
Yeah, exactly.
People get like they get really worked up and they're like, "You're a terrible human being." It's like I didn't like
because I didn't like your show.
Like, bro, can we chill out a little bit here? Like,